Skip, I start with you on this one. What is your reaction to the footage?
Be nice, Skip.
There is no way you're going to be able to defend your man on this.
What happened?
Because finally, after 15 seasons, LeBron James finally participated in and won a dunk contest against 13-year-olds, against 7th graders, before his son's game. And I'm saying, when I saw this last night, what are you doing, LeBron? I nearly fell off my chair when I thought, is this somehow Photoshop, CGI, Mission Impossible stuff?
No.
No, it happened. And this was just so pathetically wrong on so many levels because, first of all, his namesake son, 13-year-old LeBron James Jr., is obviously trying to make his own way in basketball. He's trying to make a name for himself. And all of a sudden, his father is in their layup line doing contest dunks. Not just doing shooting layups like the kids are shooting.
Yeah.
He's doing contest dunks. And my turn. How can I take what happened last night seriously? I'm embarrassed we're even speaking about it, but we need to speak about it because it was so pathetic.
What happened?
On both sides. The Rockets clearly did not show up last night because their hearts and souls had been torn out because of the Daniel House controversy.
How bad you believe, Skip?
I told you, I first guessed this. He had become an integral part of who they are on offense and defense. And I'm going to once more read the quote from Mike D'Antoni of 3 days ago before Daniel House's bubble burst. And I still don't know exactly what happened, but we've heard all the theories about it. We got all kinds of conspiracy theories. I don't know what happened. I just know suddenly he was gone. And suddenly Mike D'Antoni was hot about it. And he said 3 days back before any of this occurred, I think House is blossoming into one of the better players in the league. Can I repeat that? One of the better players in the league. He's playing with a lot of energy athletically, making great decisions on defense and offense. Okay. What did I tell you? 6'6", 220. He flies around on defense. He can help slow down LeBron. I'm not saying he can stop him, but he can help because he's big and strong enough to. And he can shoot threes and create havoc driving the basketball. He's one other piece to this puzzle. He might be the final piece of the puzzle. And the reason that I picked the Rockets to extend you to 7 games. And all of a sudden, Westbrook and Harden and others had to show up in the locker room ahead of Game 3 with the series tied 1-1 and hear, what? He did what? It was what? Just like everybody else was saying, and it tore the heart out of this team. Since his debut, he scored the 3rd most points in the whole league in the 4th quarter and overtime. That's pretty incredible. He is averaging in the paint 17.6 points per game. No rookie has done that since they started keeping the stat in 1996. That's more than Blake. That's more than Tim Duncan as a rookie.
Well, we got to go back to Shaq because I think Shaq would probably, but Shaq came in 92.
Okay, well, I'm not sure he was more than this, but we don't know that one. And then we get to this stat. This is the case closer. Going into last night, Zion was averaging 24 points a game in under 29 minutes a game. That hasn't happened in the NBA since 1951. What he is doing is extraordinary because his strength, which is scoring in the paint, is greater than any strength that Luka has.
No.
Luka's got lots of jack-of-all-trades.
Yes!
But they're a little shaky because if we start to look harder and harder at what Luka doesn't do, he's a 32% three-point shooter. That's horrible.
What's Zion?
That's horrible. Well, he made his first 4 in a row in his first game, and since then he hasn't shot very many, and I don't know why. That's on Alvin Gentry.
You do know why.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's got a sweet little tight, compact stroke that works from the free throw line and from the three-point line.
It works better in horse, but not in the NBA game when guys going to be jumping at you.
So let's start with the fact that Luka has missed the 6th most threes in the NBA. He's missed the 5th most free throws because he can be a liability at the free throw line. He missed 5 more last night. He was 8 of 13. That's LeBron-esque. He is like LeBron.
When does Zion turn into Steph Curry from the free throw line?
And he also, Luka, averages the 4th most turnovers. But here's this showstopper. Of the 20 highest volume three-point shooters, those who have attempted 400 or more, Luka, special. He's dead last. He's special. Yeah, he's so special that he's bringing up the very rear of that train. Way to go, Luka. And guess what he ranks in defensive win shares? 140th, because he plays little to no defense. You like that?
Oh, you know
That's
what?
special to me.
I got to stand for you.
Time out. I'm going. You gave me the floor.
Okay, go ahead.
That was simply the silliest argument you have ever made in the history of Undisputed. And I'm about to smash your argument into 1,000 pieces because that shot was 1,000% luck. That was simply the luckiest shot that ever fell to win a playoff game. Ever, ever, ever. In all my years, going back to covering the Lakers here in the middle 1970s, I've never seen a luckier shot that won a playoff game.
Why was it lucky?
Number two actually had the audacity after the game, standing on the court in the post-game interview, to say that, I work on that shot every day in practice. No, you don't. Baloney.
How you call the man a liar?
I think it's my turn, and I think you're not going to interrupt me because I didn't interrupt you after the early interruption.
Oh, okay.
So this was completely uncharacteristic of any shot he's ever shot because he was forced into a high arc. But obviously, you say he had to recalculate. Baloney, he recalculated. He left it short. It caught nothing but front iron, the near iron. It hit it hard on the way down. And it actually looks like, believe it or not, that the ball actually caroms a little bit backward. We even think we're talking about this because I've been watching this kid, and the only point I give you is he's 20 years of age.
20.
But every time I turn on my TV, he's this and he's that. He's special. I keep hearing how special he is.
He's special, Skip.
No, he's not special.
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing superstar from Luka Doncic. Not yet. And again, I'm watching him a lot, and I'm watching these numbers a lot. And every fourth quarter I watch him in, he comes apart either physically or mentally. Because in the fourth quarters, the book on Luka already is
rough him up.
Just beat him up. The Lakers have been just beating the snot out of him.
Yep.
And it's foul, and it's F-O-U-L foul, but it's just the way of it's the law of this jungle. It's going to be how it's going to be. Right. You're going to get beat up until you fight back and show them it doesn't bother me a bit.
Right.
Finney-Smith to inbound. Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
This is tricky, but I put the pencil to all this, or the pen in this case, and I can make a case he's definitely already top 30. I can even make another case
top 30?
He's on the fringe of top 20 in the NBA
no
right
way.
here, right now.
No way. No way,
Okay,
Skip. You ought to be ashamed.
What are we watching? What are we looking at, albeit in college basketball? He's 6'7". We have never seen this much explosion from 6'7", 285, or whatever he weighs, right?
Yes.
We've never seen that explosion propelled by this kind of consistent energy. He is high energy from wire to wire. We have never seen, coupled with that, great hand. He's got point guard hands. His feel and touch with the basketball is extraordinary for his size, beyond what Charles had. His shooting stroke is really pure and good, and he's starting to make more and more threes because I think he's just a baby, like he hasn't tried this. Okay, that's fine. At 6'7", the set shot will work. Can he shoot free throws? He's not great, but the stroke is. I wish he'd made the one to close off finish off the three-point play. But I can see him being an 80% free throw shooter, which LeBron is not. So I see upside there. Maybe I'm going more upside than you're talking about. But I also see a point guard of a passer. The play he made, I think it was near the end of the first half the other day on the break.
Skip, I get to do one of these threads that need. Come on, Skip.
Whew, come on. That's a long bounce pass. Look at this. That was so sweet. That you can't teach that. You can't coach that. You are born with that kind of vision and that kind of feel and that kind of anticipation. My problem. I'm all about fourth quarters, and we just gave the MVP to a guy who is not the closer for the Toronto Raptors because Van Vliet was the closer, which is why Hubie said, I'm going to go with the closer. He closed again. So I've told you from the start, I love Ja, but I love Zion a whole lot more. And he just keeps going higher and higher in my estimation because he is doing things we have never, ever seen before. He is going to be so much better and more valuable than Ja is. And to me, he's already on pace to win this year's Rookie of the Year because this has never happened before. He's played 15 games and already has broken Carmelo's rookie streak of 9 games of 20-plus points. He's done 11 straight games with 20-plus.
Who's Rookie of the Year Carmelo's year?
I don't know.
You do know.
I don't really care.
Oh, go.
Okay. So that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You got to play, Skip.
So I'm going to ask our audience to feel free to go ahead and condemn me if you choose as cold-blooded and insensitive on this issue. I have deep compassion for clinical depression. But when it comes to the quarterback of an NFL team, you know this as well as better than I do. It's the ultimate leadership position in sports. Am I right about that? You are commanding an entire franchise. What's the roster now? Is it 53 still?
53, but I think they got like 15 practice squad guys.
Okay. But you're commanding a lot of young men and some older men. And they're all looking to you to be their CEO, to be in charge of the football team. Because of all that, I don't have sympathy for him going public with, I got depressed. I suffered depression early in COVID to the point that I couldn't even go work out. Look, he's the quarterback of America's team. And you know and I know, this sport that you play, it is dog eat dog. It is no compassion, no quarter given on the football field. If you reveal publicly any little weakness, it can affect your team's ability to believe in you in the toughest spots, and it definitely can encourage others on the other side to come after you. You throw an interception, you're going to hear, you depressed number 4? You know, you get that sort of thing. You get sacked. How'd that feel? You getting down about it? You just can't go public with it, in my humble opinion. So now I got to declare, who have I always been? I grew up I had a rough childhood, broken home, just soaked with alcohol. I had some really low moments in my childhood. And I just kept fighting. I fought through every one of them. I've had some low moments professionally where some dark times happened, and you've been through it too. And you know and I know, you just fight. You got to fight back. You can't give in to the depression. You try to rise above it because it's just how you're built. It's how I'm built.
Right.
I believe it's how that man is built. Rise above it. I got to tell you, it's been a long time since I was more stunned by quotes than what he told, I think it was Graham Benzinger in the interview that's going to air tonight, maybe?
I think the thing is, Skip, is that, like you always tell me, you like to place yourself in that position.
I do.
And you probably wouldn't have shared what Dak shared.
You just can't, for the good of your franchise and your football team, and in the end, your own psyche.
But what good is that, Skip, if you don't share it, but you're dealing with it internally?
You just got to. I get what you're saying. Sometimes it's better just to get it out.
Yes, and that's what he said.
Okay. I just don't know if you're the quarterback of America's team, a team that I think has got a shot to get to this year's Super Bowl, certainly got a shot to win the division and make the playoffs, which they did not do last year.
Skip,
you can't go public with that, even though you say this could help a lot of people out there who are truly suffering from a clinically diagnosed depression.
Skip, I think the thing is...